like she's trying to, you know, demonstrate her strength and value by telling you you're wrong on something or telling you this and that. And most of the time, they're not even anything that are consequential. They're not even right half the time. Challenging. Beware of the women who are constantly challenging you. Let's say she's like, oh, that's cool. You're in sales. Well, yeah. So what is it you do? You're like, oh, I'm in medical sales and I've been working with patients and this and that and the other. And, an opinion thing comes up. Well, yeah, my opinion, this is good for people. And she goes, but I don't know if it is good for people. Like, blah, 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 blah. And then she wants to, counter your opinion. Now, hey, that's just not being agreeable. Sometimes her opinions might be different than yours. That's fine. I'm not saying a woman shouldn't have a different opinion, but feeling a need to express this different opinion, and not just in that conversational context, but all the time, feeling the need to challenge your behavior, or hey, I need to go get this. How come you didn't grab that for me? Or hey, this, or hey, in chat, or how come you did that? Or well, I don't know if that's a good idea. Or constantly challenging your behavior and doing this. And then when you say something, or if you give an opinion, or if you say, hey, this is something that's true. And this amazes me sometimes when women do this. Like they'll be talking to a guy who's an expert at something, and then they'll be throwing their 2 cents around on how this guy should perform that or do this or do that thing. It's complete insanity. You know what I mean? It's like, this guy's, let's say, talking about, I don't know, he's a car expert. He's talking about the car. And then she goes, yeah, but blah, blah, blah. And then she gives her contrarian opinion. And she's nobody. Like, who the hell are you? She's not the car expert, right? Assuming that she's not a car expert too. It's like, who are you? What is, and it's insanity to me. And is there, especially with certain things that are more like soft knowledge, soft skills. Psychology, forget about it. Every woman thinks they know what they're talking about when it comes to psychology. It's like, really? Like, are you an expert? No, you're just some broad who, is just puking up your opinions. And there's nothing wrong with her having an opinion, once again. But a girl who is going to be a decent partner, she has a contrary opinion. She's going to present that opinion in a way that is more welcoming of a discussion and brings up the idea. Like she might say, okay, well, here's kind of what I think or what I thought about it. And what do you think? Right. It's more of like, I'm open to being wrong here. Maybe you're going to educate me on something different. Here's my thoughts, but maybe you could educate me. Right. That's a non-arrogant way of bringing out a different opinion. And so women who are pleasant to be around and who are more or less on the agreeable side, it's not like they're just going to agree with everything you say, because quite frankly, you can pay somebody for that. You don't need that, right? But if she disagrees with something, she's going to bring it up in a way that isn't arrogant, isn't acting like, oh, that, like I know all this stuff, right? Especially something that you know more, or you have more knowledge in, or you are more or less of an expert in, or maybe it's something you guys are just equal on, really, but she's not an expert and you're not an expert. Just guys who are married and in long-term relationships can take this one out, right? You'll know what I'm talking about. You give this example. Doing a project around the house. This is a crap. Like dudes, some girls make dudes just want to freaking throw them through a drywall. Don't throw your girl through a drywall. Okay. Ever. All right. Don't ever be violent to a woman. But it's like, seriously, is there a cliff we can push you off of? Right. And then, well, she feels that way too. Well, she should probably shut up and go someplace else. Unless she's doing the project, right? If she's the lead on the project, then she can do the project and she can take charge of it. But how many times do I see guys in a project or doing something And then she comes in with her 2, 3, 5 cents of how he should be doing it different, better, or this or that and the other. It's like half the time she's wrong. Sometimes it's what I call a neutral opinion, which is like, nah, maybe it's better, but maybe it's not. And really, who cares? It's inconsequential. But if you have a woman that feels the need to correct you all the time or to tell you how to do something that you're doing, not offering constructive information, but really just, you know, basically she's illustrating that I don't trust that you can do this. So I'm going to give my 2 cents because I arrogantly think I can do it. And it's like, unless you are somebody who's well versed in that or who knows something, like, why is that? Why would you show up with that level of arrogance? You know? And I love to imagine like these husbands that run into this because usually married guys. I'd love to see what the consequences would be for what kind of a fight that would look like if the guy were to just come up to her and be like, "Hey, the way you're doing that's nah." Oh my gosh, that would be abusive, wouldn't it almost? And so these are just things where just being a challenging person, but you'll recognize this stuff in initial dates where you'll be having, and I've had this happen like so many times. I've observed it. I'm talking to a woman and then she'll be like, oh, well, and she gives her like, she'll try to give this like, it's almost like she's always shit testing you, like she's trying to, you know, demonstrate her strength and value by telling you you're wrong on something or telling you this and that. And most of the time, they're not even anything that are consequential. They're not even right half the time. And even if they are, it's like, who the F cares? You know what I mean? Like, who cares if you did, if you're, I don't know, let's think of a project. If you're repairing something on the house and you started a certain way and she thinks you should have started it a different way, but the end result is it looks fine, gets done. Like, who cares, right? But no, they want to assert their little BS there. Insert their BS. That's not a good person you want to be around, because this person is in a way and in a sense being their frame of mind is to be devaluing to other people that they're with in relationship with. And so you're going to constantly now have a frame battle with this person. And so look for that in the dating process. Look for that right from the pickup, right from the meetup. I've had that happen with girls who are really attracted to me, and maybe I even find her attractive. And we're talking, and then she'll be like trying to assert her value by like asking me opinion stuff, or we'll be just talking about whatever. And then she'll be challenging me all along the way. Now, I have fun with it, right? And I just stick to my guns and don't get butthurt about it and make jokes and don't take things seriously, right? I mean, that's the name of the game, and who cares? And those are situations in my past, of course, you take it to the bedroom, like, who cares, right? But if that's something that they perpetually do all the time, it's a red flag. It's a red flag from the get-go. But sometimes, again, girls may do things out of anxiety and trying to assert their value, but especially if she's attracted to you. But you start watching how she is and how she deals with other people too. That's a big thing. And it is the little things that matter. We'll throw this comment because it's good. I just saw it pop up. Pay attention right from the very first date. It's the little things that matter and tell you what you're dealing with. Yes. Yeah, and that's what you're looking at. And make no mistake, she's looking at the little things that you're doing too. All right.